Anurag Thakur and the representatives of the wrestlers that's currently underway. Now, CNN News 18 has got you the inside scoop of that meet. Wrestlers, we're told, that are adamant that Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh should be arrested. The sports minister, however, is asking them that they should let the investigation conclude and they should actually withdraw from the protests in the meantime. Negotiations are currently on between the sports ministry and the wrestlers. We have already seen how there were deliberations. There was a meeting with the Union Home Minister and the representative of the wrestlers just 4 days back. And today, the Union Sports Minister has also invited the wrestlers at his residence to discuss as to what the further plan of action should be. Let me actually bring in Anshul, my colleague, who is joining us live from outside Anurag Thakur's residence. Anshul, we are learning that the deliberations are currently underway. However, the wrestlers are adamant on that one demand that they want Brij Bhushan arrested. But no consensus so far has been reached. What do we know? Is the stalemate going to continue? Are the protests going to continue even though they are not a sit-in protest?
So yes, at this point in time, the stalemate is going to continue, is what we are being told by the way of sources from inside the meeting, people who are inside the meeting. I got the information from them, and that the stalemate is continuing. Anurag Thakur at this point is trying to convince these wrestlers to stand back from the protest till the time investigation is going on. In the next few days, the investigation will come to an end, and that is what the minister is trying to convince all these wrestlers. But the wrestlers are very, very adamant that they are not ready to back down until and unless Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh is arrested at the earliest and put behind the bars. So yes, the negotiations are still on. The Union Sports Minister is trying to convince them that they should back down and make no noises about this entire situation, because on their behest an FIR has been registered and a special SIT has been formed by the Delhi police to look into this entire matter. They are recording the statements of all the witnesses that were present when this entire scene and scenarios of harassments were happening with the wrestlers, and all the statements have been taken and free and fair investigation is going on, and hence the government at this point in time is trying to make sure that the noise that has been built around this entire controversy, that noise comes down at the earliest. So yes, it remains to be seen if the wrestlers would actually agree to these facts and would actually make sure that the situation remains under control. There is some movement that is happening over here at this point in time, right outside the residence of Anurag Thakur. It remains to be seen if these are the wrestlers who are now coming out after the meeting, or if the meeting is still continuing. But yes, there is some movement that we are expecting to happen at this point in time. But yes, there still is no clarity if the wrestlers have agreed to what Anurag Thakur had to say to them, and on the other hand, if at all Anurag Thakur has agreed to the other demands, which were actually to go ahead and form a re-elect the WFI president, and also to clean wrestling across the country. So that is something that remains to be seen at this point in time. But yes, there is some sort of movement that is going to happen in the next few minutes over here, right outside the residence of Union Sports Minister Anurag Thakur.
Okay, I will come back to you. Let me actually bring in our colleagues Arun Danta and Yash, who are also joining us on the broadcast. Arun, I'll come to you first. I'd like to understand that after this meeting with Union Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah and later with the Union Sports Minister Anurag Thakur, deliberations really not going anywhere. Many would like to suggest that this is just a mollycoddling exercise that is happening from the centre. The wrestlers are firm on that demand, but the centre really cannot do anything about the arrest of Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. What are you learning vis-a-vis that?
Well, that's right. As we speak, the meeting is still underway. We just saw, of course, the husband of Sakshi Malik, Satyavrat, had left the residence of Anurag Thakur. He had gone out, but the other wrestlers, they all are Bajrang Punia, Sakshi Malik, Vinesh Phogat, they all are inside, and as our sources are telling us, that meeting is still on. Of course, we know that in this regard, the point of the sports ministry is going to be that the investigation is underway by the Delhi police. So till the time the investigation is going on from the Delhi police's side, sports ministry cannot do anything in this regard. That's the point which perhaps the sports minister will be telling the wrestlers. And of course, we know that the charge sheet will be filed in coming few days from the Delhi Police's side. On their part, the interrogation is on. They have, as of now, interrogated more than 140 people in this regard. They have also interrogated the Brij Bhushan Sharan twice. They have also interrogated the close aides, associates, and other family friends of Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. So on their part, Delhi Police is maintaining that their investigation is going on, and once they file the charge sheet, the clarity will come out. But wrestlers, of course, are very much adamant on their demand that they want the arrest of Brij Bhushan Sharan. We know that Sports Ministry and Sports Minister have been making this thing very clear that all other demands which wrestlers have, be it dissolving the Wrestling Federation of India that has been dissolved, be it is setting aside the Brij Bhushan Sharan, he has been kept aside. New election dates will be announced in next few days. We will see new chief of Wrestling Federation of India coming up, and so on this regard, Sports Ministry is saying we have heard the demands of wrestlers, and we have actually made all the arrangements to actually facilitate all those demands. And as far as the arrest of Brij Bhushan Sharan is concerned, it is not something which is in the domain of the Sports Ministry. There is a procedure, there is an investigation which is going on, and on the conclusion of it, things will be clear.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that, Arun. Let me also bring in Yash, who's joining us live from outside Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh's residence. Yash, as Arun was mentioning, there are so many witnesses who have whose statements have been recorded by the Delhi police. Many of them are working for Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, whether it is the gardener or his house help. Everybody's statements have been recorded. But after the withdrawing of the, stopping the sit-in protest by the wrestlers, has there been any movement from Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh's side, considering these deliberations with the government of the centre and the stakeholders of the government is currently on between them and the wrestlers?
Well, Griha, as of now, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh remains tight-lipped. He's not speaking that much. He was earlier. In fact, earlier also he has reiterated the very stand that he's innocent in this entire matter. And in fact, his image is being tainted in terms of a political vendetta in this entire case. And in fact, like you rightly mentioned, yes, the statement of various people, various stakeholders in this entire matter has been actually has been taken by the police. And this is a due process which the police actually follows. Yes, you take the statements of the victims in this matter and the people who have accused the particular person, and then what happens is, or the other side also is being heard by the police. In fact, then the police corroborates the entire investigation, because the police cannot just go on the prima facie of just one side in this entire matter. They have to take the other version as well, and that's why Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh was also called in.
Absolutely. Yes, I'm really sorry, we're short on time on the broadcast. We'll come back to you and try and understand what is the sense that we are getting after this big meet between the wrestlers and Union Sports Minister Anurag Thakur. But right now, it's time for me to hand over the broadcast to my colleague, Poonam.